Now that we know Keir Starmer bought a field behind his parents' house so that his late mother could look after rescue donkeys, that's it for Labour for another generation, isn't it? I don't know if you saw the Mail on Sunday yesterday. They really, really pulled down the pants of the Labour leader. Turns out that in 1996, Keir Starmer, who was then a successful lawyer, he bought a field behind his parents' house for his mum, who I think used to be a nurse, and his dad, who used to be a toolmaker. So practically the Earl of Sandwich. He bought a field behind his parents' house in which his mum used to care for rescue donkeys. And after she became unable to walk due to a disability, she was able still to keep an eye on the donkeys by looking out of her window. And it's that kind of hypocrisy and despicable double standards that means the Labour Party is unfit to govern for at least another 20 years. Great work from the Mail on Sunday. That it was almost like Watergate, but with donkeys.
And James is right here. So what I want to explain is the problem with the media in the UK. So let's just for a moment have a look at the Mail on Sunday in particular. So this newspaper who criticized Keir Starmer for owning a field. So we have here from Wikipedia, okay, we have here the Mail on Sunday, okay. The Mail on Sunday is part of the Daily Mail as well. They're under the same umbrella and they're owned by DMG Group Media. So let's see who owns DMG Group Media. So it's owned by a number of people, and one is called the Viscount Rothermere. So let's see who the Viscount Rothermere is. So he went to Duke University. His net worth is £1.19 billion as of August 2017. He has a number of titles. That's very nice. And anything in particular about him? Well, we see here he has a non-domicile, non-dom tax status and owns media businesses through a complex structure of offshore holdings and trusts. So we have somebody who basically makes his money in part through offshore bank accounts and trusts, advising poor people to vote against their interests in general, but in particular to vote against the Labour Party. This is a newspaper that's set up to support the Conservative Party and to attack the Labour Party. You know, there once was a time when newspapers would have an opinion section. You know, you would have the news and then you would have an opinion section. But instead today you have opinions and then you have the news section somewhere on at the end of a paragraph on page 27. You have somebody who is a billionaire advising the public on how to vote. And this billionaire isn't just someone who's concerned about Britain. If he was so concerned about Britain, he would pay his taxes. Here, he has non-domicile status, which means that he's not paying all of his taxes in the UK. He has set up a system to avoid paying all of his taxes in the UK. So this is somebody who truly cares about the British people, that he has set up an account offshore to avoid paying taxes in the UK. And he is advising the British public on how to vote. Once again, you have, and I've said this before, you have the media convincing people to vote against their own interests. It was easy with Jeremy Corbyn because Jeremy Corbyn had a lot of baggage. But it has become more difficult to slander Keir Starmer. So they're digging as deep as they can. They're trying to find anything possible. And they found a field that he bought for his mother back in 1996 because she was looking after donkeys that were rescued from places where they were maltreated. This is the value of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. Thankfully, The Sun is in some serious trouble at the moment. Another tabloid piece of crap. It's in trouble financially. I would really hope that the Daily Mail would be in trouble financially also. This is not about delivering news to people. This is not about informing people. It's about convincing people to vote against their own interests. You have a billionaire telling poor people how to vote. And unfortunately, the poor people will open the Daily Mail and they'll lap it up, so they will. They'll allow themselves to be dictated to by a billionaire. And they'll believe that the newspaper is telling them the truth, and the newspaper is looking out for their interests. And that newspaper is telling them who to vote for. And that party that they're telling them to vote for care about their interests also. When will people wake up and realize they're being scammed? They're being conned by billionaires, once again, to vote against their own interests. Let me know in the comments, guys. As always, your comments are much appreciated. But I really hope that people will eventually wake up to what the Daily Mail and other tabloids such as it are up to. Thanks. Why not become a Patreon and enjoy access to our Discord server where we share news, chat, and have some fun. If you become a patron, you can also make video suggestions on topics that are important to you. Check it out via the link in the description.